Have you ever wondered why some elderly people, who seem perfectly healthy and active for years, suddenly begin to fade? They don't suffer a sudden heart attack or a tragic accident. Instead, there's a quiet, gradual decline that often seems to accelerate around the age of 82. It's a pattern many of us have seen in loved ones, a slow dimming of the light, a loss of vitality that seems to come from nowhere. What if I told you the reason for this decline is often not found in their blood tests, their cholesterol levels, or even their diet and exercise routines? What if the most powerful predictor of a long, vibrant life after the age of 60 is something most of us are taught to ignore, to feel ashamed of, or to believe is no longer important? It's a silent epidemic, hiding in plain sight, and understanding it is the key to not just adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. The core of this issue, the hidden factor that silently shortens so many lives, is a profound disconnection from physical pleasure. And I'm not just talking about partnership or romance. I'm talking about the fundamental, biological connection to one's own body and its capacity to feel good. From a young age, many of us are taught a quiet lie that our physical selves, especially our capacity for sensual pleasure, are things to be controlled, hidden, or even ashamed of. As we get older, society reinforces this myth. It whispers that desire, intimacy, and pleasure are territories exclusive to the young. It suggests that after a certain age, these feelings should naturally fade, and to seek them out is somehow inappropriate or undignified. So many people, without even realizing it, begin to close that door. They stop listening to their bodies. They abandon a source of vitality that is as essential to our well-being as nutrition or sleep. They accept this disconnection as a normal part of aging, never realizing that they are willingly giving up one of the most powerful tools they have for staying healthy, sharp, and truly alive. This isn't just a psychological issue, it's a biological one. And this slow, silent abandonment starts a dangerous, vicious cycle that can have devastating consequences. When we neglect our body's capacity for pleasure, we are doing much more than just missing out on a good feeling. We are actively shutting down critical biological systems that are essential for our long-term health. Think of it like a muscle. Any part of the body that isn't used regularly begins to weaken and atrophy. The same principle applies here. First, let's talk about blood flow. Physical stimulation and arousal, even when experienced alone, cause a significant increase in circulation. Blood rushes not just to the pelvic region, but throughout the entire body. It nourishes the brain, feeds the heart, and brings life-giving oxygen to every organ and extremity. When this stimulation becomes infrequent, that powerful circulatory boost disappears. Tissues that were once well-nourished begin to receive less oxygen. Over time, this can contribute to everything from cognitive fog and memory issues to a weaker heart and slower healing. The vibrant flow of life literally begins to slow down. Next, there's the hormonal symphony. Our bodies produce a cascade of powerful hormones in response to pleasure. Endorphins, our natural pain relievers and mood elevators, are released, reducing stress and promoting deep, restorative sleep. Hormones like testosterone, which are crucial for both men and women for maintaining muscle mass, bone density, and emotional resilience, are stimulated. When you cut off this source of stimulation, you disrupt this delicate balance. Stress levels can remain chronically high, sleep can become more difficult, and the physical decline associated with hormonal loss can accelerate. You don't just feel older. Your body's chemistry actually begins to age faster. Perhaps most importantly, there's the brain. The experience of pleasure is one of the most complex and beneficial workouts your brain can get. It activates multiple regions at once, the areas responsible for touch, emotion, memory, and reward. This activity strengthens neural pathways, keeping them flexible and resilient. It's like paving and repaving the highways of your mind. When you stop engaging in this activity, those highways start to fall into disrepair. The neural connections weaken. This doesn't just impact your mood, it can directly affect your cognitive function and make you more vulnerable to age-related mental decline. The very act that feels so fundamentally physical is, in fact, one of the most important things you can do to keep your mind young. This is the vicious cycle. The less you connect with your body, the weaker these systems become. And the weaker they become, the less you feel the desire or ability to connect. It's a slow, downward spiral that leaves a person feeling tired, disconnected, and a shadow of their former self. Breaking this downward spiral is crucial, and while the foundational method I'm about to share is powerful, I know many of you watching want a way to accelerate this process and reclaim that youthful power now. For that reason, I want to share a special, eye-opening video with you. It reveals a bizarrely simple 7-second home remedy that men are using to jumpstart this exact restoration process. It's a 100% natural way to help restore the rock-solid, youthful hardness, and unstoppable drive you remember without any risky pills or lifestyle changes. This is for the men who are ready to take immediate action. Point your phone's camera at the QR code on your screen right now to watch this short, private video. You can also find the link pinned at the top of the comments below. Now, for everyone here, let's dive into the foundational practice that begins this powerful change. Reclaiming this vital connection with your body doesn't require expensive treatments, exhausting routines, or drastic lifestyle changes. The tool you need is already within you, waiting to be rediscovered. It's a simple, gentle, and deeply personal process that I call the restoration method. It's based on one simple principle: listening to your body with patience and kindness. This method has 3 core steps. The first is preparation. Before anything else, it's essential to create a space where you feel completely safe, relaxed, and free from distractions. This isn't about performance or achieving a goal. This is a moment of pure self-care. Adjust the temperature, dim the lights, ensure you won't be interrupted. This simple act sends a powerful message to your mind and body. You are important, and your well-being deserves this time and attention. Having a high-quality lubricant on hand is also a practical part of this preparation, as it honors the natural changes in the body and ensures comfort. The second step is the awakening. This is a phase of gentle, curious exploration. Begin by breathing deeply, letting your muscles release tension with each exhale. Then, with a light touch, begin to explore your body. This is not about rushing toward a destination. It's about rediscovering sensation. Explore the areas you may have ignored for years: the inside of your thighs, your lower abdomen, your chest. Use slow, conscious movements. The goal here is to simply observe how your body responds without judgment. Notice the subtle shifts, the faint tingles, the warmth. You are reawakening neural pathways that may have been dormant. This process of mindful touch is profoundly healing. The third and final step is integration. After your session of exploration, take a moment to simply be still. Breathe. Feel the lingering warmth and vitality in your body. This is a moment for gratitude. Thank your body for its capacity to feel, for its resilience, and for its partnership with you throughout your life. This act of conscious appreciation strengthens the positive connection between your mind and body, making it easier and more natural to return to this practice. It transforms the experience from a simple physical act into a deeply nourishing ritual that restores your health from the inside out. Following this path isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about triggering a cascade of positive biological changes. You're telling your brain to release those mood-boosting endorphins. You're telling your circulatory system to nourish your vital organs. You're telling your hormonal system to find its balance again. And you're telling every cell in your body that you are still vibrant, still present, and still fully alive. Even with the right method, the path to reconnection isn't always a straight line. There are common mental traps that can easily interfere with your progress if you aren't aware of them. One of the most frequent is unrealistic expectations. Many people assume that if they do everything right, they should immediately feel the same way they did when they were 20. When that doesn't happen, disappointment can set in. But the truth is, your body has changed, and that is not a failure, it is a part of life. The success of this practice isn't measured by how quickly you reach an intense pleasure, but by the depth with which you reconnect with your sensations, whatever they may be. Another common obstacle is inconsistency. Just like strengthening a muscle or improving flexibility requires regular practice, so does rebuilding your sensual connection. Doing this only once in a while is like watering a plant once a month and hoping it will flourish. Dedicate time for this practice 2 or 3 times a week. Don't treat it as a chore, but as a non-negotiable act of respect for yourself. Finally, shame can be a powerful, silent saboteur. Many people carry old, hidden feelings that what they are doing isn't right. If that voice appears, meet it with compassion, not judgment. Remind yourself that caring for your own body is not shameful. It is a fundamental act of self-love, respect for your health, and honor for your existence. Remember, every step you take toward reconnecting with your body is a step toward a future filled not just with more years, but with more life in every year. Your story is still being written. Choose to write it with strength, dignity, and the fullness you have always deserved. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one essential truth. Your body, your health, and your right to experience pleasure do not have an expiration date. They evolve, yes, but they do not disappear. Recovering this part of yourself doesn't mean chasing youth. It means honoring the life that still flows within you, the strength that has carried you through decades of challenges, and the unbreakable spirit that refuses to give up. This is your right. This is your path to a longer, more vibrant life. And it all starts today with a single, simple decision: the decision to reconnect.